See, I can't breathe me by myself sometimes. See, I've been having this on my mind for a long time. And this one in three, you left me like it used to be.
My sister was firm but fair. My sister was funny. She was kind. She was loving. She was the person that if you had a problem, you would go to.
Since the start of the pandemic, the Black femicide rate has drastically increased. A little under every 5 hours a day, a Black woman or Black girl is killed, typically by a Black man. This is the story of Dr. Calandra Green.
Hello, I'm Calandra Green, Public Health Nursing Administrator at Oakland County.
Dr. Calandra Green was an intelligent, goal-oriented, high-achieving, beautiful woman that worked in nursing for over 30 years. From 1993 to 2007, she worked for North Oakland Medical Center in Pontiac, Michigan, serving as a manager of obstetrics in the neonatal intensive care unit from 2004 to 2007. From 2007 to 2018, she worked in the private sector at McLaren Healthcare, where she rose from manager of patient care services to vice president of patient care services and chief nursing officer. She joined Oakland County as a public health nurse in August of 2019. As the pandemic began in March of 2020, she became the Oakland County Health Division's Quality and Process Improvement Supervisor. Her duties included serving as the COVID-19 school nurse liaison, where she hired, trained, and deployed 68 nurses to 28 public school districts and 125 private or charter schools. In May of 2021, she rose to Administrator of Public Health, developing and managing comprehensive countywide programs within public health, including organizing and developing mental health responses, both in Oxford and countywide in the aftermath of the Oxford High School shooting. Dr. Green's commitment to helping her community did not get overlooked. She was awarded the Nightingale Award, which is a prestigious nursing award that recognized her work in the community during COVID.
This award recognizes her who delivers innovative nursing services in a non-traditional setting. Something like home care or community practice, political or legal arenas. This award is sponsored by Blue Cross Blue Shield, and presenting the award for excellence in nursing in the community, Dr. James Grant, Senior Vice President and Chief Medical Officer. Welcome. And the winner is Calandra Green from Oakland County Health Division. Calandra's a community lifeline. She manages, get this, 68 nurses remotely and is available 24/7 for solving problems. Partnering with community leaders in Pontiac, Calandra took on the challenge to get 1,000 vaccines and arms in the Pontiac community in just 4 days. She has been driven to educate and vaccinate her community and to save lives. Take a listen.
Thank you, Dean Didion, Oakland University Selection Committee, Board of Visitors, donors, and sponsors for your continued enthusiasm to host the Nightingale Awards and recognize nursing excellence. I would also like to thank Oakland County Board of Commissioners, Mr. David Coulter and his entire executive team, and Leanne Stafford, Director of Health and Human Services, for providing the support and foundation in developing the COVID School Nurse Initiative. A special thanks to school nurse Julie Knopp for this nomination, support staff, and all 68 nurses who pooled their unlimited talents of critical thinking, client advocacy, and servant leadership that gave our initiative life. Thank you to my family for your continued support and encouragement. COVID aimed to conquer, destroy, separate, and limit our families, our coworkers, our business relationships. But today, nurses, we stand strong, we stand united, we stand undefeated in our pursuance of health and well-being. I celebrate this honor with each and every one of you. Thank you.
Join me in congratulating Calandra Green. She's beaming. Thank you, Calandra, for all that you do.
In 2022, Green was the first Black woman to be appointed to Oakland County's health officer's position. She accomplished all of this while simultaneously getting 4 degrees, which included a bachelor's in health services, a master's in business administration, a postmaster's certificate in lean leadership, and a PhD in organizational leadership. In her personal life, Green was the mother to a 24-year-old woman and had recently gotten married. According to Green's Facebook page, she had just gotten married to Charles Quincy Green Sr. on September 3, 2020. From the outside looking in, it would have appeared that Green had it all and everything was going well. Sadly, that wasn't the case.
When Dr. Green didn't show up at work today, the staff at the health division knew something was wrong, so they reached out to family.
Family members went to the home, started to walk into the house. It didn't look right. Smartly backed out, called 911. We immediately responded, made entry into the home, and found 2 individuals deceased.
Dr. Green and her husband Charles, sheriff's investigators say it appears to be a murder-suicide, but say autopsies and other crime scene data collection here will be critical.
It appears that our female is the victim and a male individual was the perpetrator. Again, that's still early.
According to the couple's autopsies, Calandra suffered a fatal gunshot wound to the chest, and her death was declared a homicide. Quincy, her husband, sustained a fatal gunshot wound to the head, and his death was declared a suicide. At this time, no further information regarding any previous disputes or motives between the couple has been released to the public. Dr. Green was a well-respected and liked member of her community, but she was especially loved by her friends, family, and co-workers. Many of them have come forward to express their shock and grief.
4 days have been so hard. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. You were everything to me. I love you so much. I'm staying strong and staying brave for you because I know you will want that.
Y'all don't even know how much this means to our family. Y'all don't know. I didn't know how my sister affected everybody. There were people crying in the beauty shop, people crying at the eyebrow shop. I didn't know that. I knew she was mine. She was my best friend.
The fact that she was murdered, frankly, leaves me really angry. On top of the grief and the sadness and the shock that I feel, I'm just really angry.
As the news of Dr. Green's passing has spread, more and more people have come forward to express their condolences on social media. Underneath this post was a comment that stood out to me. Suzanne wrote, "I worked for her the whole time she was at McLaren, Oakland. Why did the husband have to murder her? Why couldn't he just kill himself and let her live?" Dina replied, "Because she was a successful, beautiful black woman. I'm sorry for the loss of your friend. My heart goes out to her family and colleagues." After digging a little deeper, a photo of Quincy working as a garbage collector surfaced. While someone in this position can make over $40,000 to $50,000 a year, it's not comparable to someone who works as a public county health officer, which is the position that Dr. Green held. Based on her education and experience alone, she would have been making over $65,000 to $70,000 a year. These two were not equally yoked professionally or personally. The education, the experience, and the monetary gain that Dr. Green would have acquired from this would mean her emotional intelligence was quite high. When you compare this to her husband, who was a trash collector that murdered her in less than 3 years after getting married and then committed suicide, most people would conclude they should have never been together. In his final moments, Quincy displayed a lack of empathy, remorse, and love for Calandra. He ended his life because he did not want to take accountability and face the consequences for his actions. At 50 years old, Dr. Green had accomplished far more than those her own age. Now she will never get to see how much further in her career she could have gone. But most importantly, she leaves behind a daughter that will miss her greatly, as well as friends and family members and co-workers who will miss her dearly. Rest in peace, Dr. Calandra Green.